Have you ever just wondered why no one's approaching you, or you get yourself too nervous when it comes to flirting opportunities? I'm Jacqueline Nichols, and we are on day 75 of our 90-day quest to improve on confidence, communication, charisma, community, fun, friendship, and flirting. I've answered this question in different ways over the months and years as a matchmaker and love coach. And I had a client asking me again, like, what is it? What is that thing to help break through the nerves of approaching people, but also knowing that you're sending a signal that makes you unapproachable? And this is such a big thing. I wish I had this magic wand and poof, you could put a signal out that says, yo, I'm totally not creepy, and I want you to approach me, and I want you to know I'm single and eligible, and hi, my name is. But the reality is it takes practice, it takes time, and it's more common than you would imagine. So I want you to know that you're not out of place, you're not missing something that other people have. It's just something that's kind of a little bit of that actor-actress hat that we have to put on that we often forget to when we go out. We overthink about ourselves head to toe. We overthink about other people's interpretation of us. We overthink what we have already laid out ahead to where we think things are going to go with somebody that we're attracted to that we haven't actually even spoken with. We get so in our head that we forget to go back to our heart space. We forget to understand, well, what's the real reason we're doing this in the first place? I really believe strongly that if we take the time to step back, ask ourselves what really matters. Why do we want people to get to know us? Why are we even doing this? Then it allows us a chance to get more grounded, more clarification, more specifics as to why we're willing to put ourselves in the hot seat. Last night, I was out with a wonderful friend of mine, and we always have a really good time. And it's one of those relationship friendships that I know between the two of us, people will end up talking with us. And so I watch how others notice what we're doing that brings them forward to feel that they can approach and interact. I also am watching other people sitting by themselves, sitting in spots, whether they're sitting at the bar, at a table, and you can tell, as a professional, I should say, that they want someone to come talk with them, but yet they haven't made themselves approachable. And while I was out last night, there was a gentleman that I had met about 3 months ago, and we had been sitting at the same place chatting, but he was super, super quiet. And so we'd exchanged numbers just to be neighborly positive. And it was one of those things like, hey, yeah, we should catch up sometime. Well, we haven't caught up. And then I saw him walk in the door and start talking to some other people. And they were super sweet, very welcoming to him. And it was how he walked in. He just stood there. He's definitely a quiet, shy person, but he took a moment to assess where would be the best place to sit down and do I know anybody? So as soon as he got the go-ahead invite to come sit next to these people, he then noticed me and was like, oh, hi. And he remembered my name, and he was very much trying to figure out a way to talk to me while talking to his other friends. And it was really nice, but I could feel his nervous energy, but it was definitely pushing his comfort zone. And when we met the first time, he was telling me how he was new to the city and that he was pushing himself to go to places, talk to people, even though he had never done that before, and that he had made a conscious decision. And mind you, he doesn't actually know what my career is. He just happened to start talking to me about it, which people tend to just tell me anything anyways. But what I really liked about it was a reminder that it's a conscious decision to put yourself out there. It's very much like he had enough nerve to ask me my number, ask if we could connect again. And then we only texted a couple times and did nothing after that. But I thought about, hey, he'd be fun. Yeah, we should probably go to the movies, but I haven't acted on it. And then he saw me and made a point to say something. He remembered my name and was very kind. And I think that we have to remember our impression is lasting. we do make a difference. And then as the evening progressed, we changed locations, my friend and I, and struck up a conversation unexpectedly because there were some people that sat down next to her and started talking. And then as the conversation continued, we're like, well, let's go, because we're like 5 of us now across the bar. It's hard to talk. So then we went to a place where we could sit at a table and interact a little bit better. And it made it for a really nice evening. We took the lead in the sense that somebody in the group said, hey, let's go to another spot to continue this conversation. It's a very safe way to say, I want to keep talking to you and with you, but we don't need to exchange information yet. Part of becoming approachable is learning how to say yes, keeping yourself in a safe space, but also creating a space that other people feel like you're thinking, what's next? Listening to how they're talking, how they're interacting. One thing I notice often when I saw different people up at the bar that were being approached or not approached, the people that aren't being approached tend to pull their hats down, put their heads down, put their phones up. They're blocking any communication of energy going towards another person. They also are not even looking around. I deliberately look for the people that are looking around, trying to see who they can engage with, because those are the people that are going to reciprocate my conversation interest. It's not always about flirting to get a hubba date. It's also just about reading the energy of another person that's looking for conversation. And it's also important to realize that you're sending signals all the time. So again, if you need to do the boogie dance inside your apartment before you leave your home, in your car, and just think about what would it be like if you had all the confidence in the world? What kind of way would you enter a room? How would you dress? How would you say hello to people? What is it that you would do if you were like those people that you admire and wish you could become? Start taking note and watch other people and mimic behavior until it becomes your own. You need to listen to conversations in a way that if they want you to engage or say something that asks a question, you have actual answers versus yes, no. So many people are trying to get into a conversation with you, but they probably don't think you're interested, available, or, approachable. So remember to uncross the arms, pull your arms away, get your shoulders back, get that smile going, because you know what? My clients light up with the best smiles, and then the eyes. And that is actually one of the number one things people say when I ask them, what are you attracted to? They say, it's that smile that captures me. And then we make the eye contact, and then I'm super curious. So allowing people to feel you looking towards them, and accept that they're uncomfortable too, and they're awkward. Like one of the guys last night that was trying to talk to us later in the evening, he was at the end of the 5 and I was on the other end, and I could tell he wanted to communicate more, but we couldn't hear each other. So he just kind of got up with his glass and walked over to me, even though we were sitting up at the bar, and tried to come up with things. I mean, they were silly, kind of dorky, but he was at least making the effort to make some conversation. So it turned into more of a memorable evening, because it wasn't just, oh, over there. You could see there was an effort. So look at where you can make a little effort, because I can promise you the people that are worthy of it are noticing the extra effort that you are making. So challenge yourself to stand tall and strong, put yourself together as if you had the confidence, walk into the room, survey the best place to sit down. Whether you're maybe in class, maybe you're in a restaurant, maybe you're in a store, go and look where you have the best opportunity to interact with people that attach a little attention to your energy. This is something you can choose, but it's like a muscle, like going to the gym. You've got to do it regularly. You got to also allow people to approach you. What I notice a lot of times is people want that energy, then it starts to come towards them, and then they're like, okay, I need to get the check, I need to go. I mean, that's normal, but at the same time, you kind of have to leave yourself in the hot seat. Like, let yourself stick around long enough for somebody to feel that they can approach you. It also helps to get up and down a couple times, walk around the restaurant or location a couple different ways and look, and make a point to smile as you go. For those of you that have been around the flirt walk that I've talked about, it is walking, getting eye contact, keeping eye contact, but not in a creepy way. And so you're letting the other person know there is an intrigue to get this process started of communication. I'm Jacqueline Nichols, and we're going to keep this conversation going. I believe in you. I believe you're worth it. And I believe there's somebody out there that wishes you would just stand up a little louder and a little brighter so they know you are approachable. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, because you know we're going to have something to talk about again tomorrow.